go ahead and take out your packets and open up to lesson 6. Before we get started with the lesson today, what I want you guys to do is do a quick homework share. So look at your homework from last night, and I want you to share with your partner how you were finding your character was surviving. Share with them the experiences your character is having and how they're choosing to get through that and survive. So take 2 minutes. Go ahead and do that now. All right, when we get into when we get in for the lesson for today, we're really going to talk about minor characters. A minor character is actually going to play a really big part in your main character's life. And so lesson 6 is titled Character Relationships and Interactions. Before we get into what I want to teach you, I want to define a minor character in case it's something that you kind of get mixed up. So a minor character is really any other character in the story. However, a minor character drives the story forward, and actually, even though they're not the main character, their role plays a pretty main part on your main character's decisions and interactions. So minor character, not as important as major character, still plays a pretty large part in the story. Their actions help drive the story forward, and it's possible that they can impact the decisions either the protagonist, your good guy, or the antagonist, the bad guy, can make within the story. So they're there for a reason, and they do push your story forward. So when we start thinking about night and applying our story this way, our story is real. So our minor character is really just a minor person in the story. Ours happens to be Ellie's dad. And Ellie's dad is going to, as we continue to watch Ellie and his father go through the Holocaust, his dad plays a really big role in how he chooses to live, how he chooses to survive, how he chooses to look at situations and deal with the trouble that comes at him. So what I want to teach you today is that your main character doesn't go through your story alone. Rather, they meet minor characters along the way. Minor characters help your character and help carry messages or ideas throughout the story. So, like I said, our minor character in Night is Ellie's dad. His dad is who comes up the most in the story so far, besides Moji the Beetle, which we met at the beginning, and I'm not sure that we meet him again at any point in the story. But I want to go back into the story, and I want to talk to you a little bit about where we start to see minor things happen from Ellie's dad and how it impacts Ellie to make those decisions. So the first place that I pulled from was on page 20. And this is a pretty minor part in the story as far as something that's a really big impact. But Ellie listens to his father and doesn't want to be separated. He made a point to say, this is in a small ghetto. He said the ghetto was not guarded. One could enter and leave as pleased. Maria, our former maid, came to see us. Sobbing, she begged us to come with her to her village, where she had prepared a safe shelter. My father wouldn't hear of it. He told me and my big sisters, if you wish, go there. I shall stay here with your mother and the little one. Naturally, we refused to be separated. So even though they refuse to be separated as a family, I see this being an impact on Ellie's life. The fact that his dad's like, nope, I'm going to stay here with mom and your other little sister, and he doesn't want to stay separated. So I can tell that his father has an impact on his life, that he doesn't want to go without his father anywhere. The next place that I see is on page 29, and this is where they are taken off the train car, and Ellie gets separated from his mother and Zipporah. He ends up taking his dad's hand. He said it was only a fraction of a second, but he ended up moving with his dad. And so I think even though in the time that everything was happening and that it was happening quickly and he didn't know that he would never see his mother again, the fact that he chose to slip to the side with his father tells me that his father again has that impact on him. The next page is on page 32. And on page 32, Ellie waits to see which line his father gets put into. He says, the baton pointed to the left. I took half a step forward. At first, I wanted to see where they would send my father. Were he to have gone to the right, I would have run after him. So again, his dad, really big role in his life, right? He would have made that really quick instant decision to fight for his father had his father not have been in his line. So Ellie's dad definitely is impacting his decisions within the story. The next spot is on page 37. And Ellie notices that his father's eyes are veiled. This means that he's noticing that his dad already looks really changed, that his dad doesn't look like the strong father that he knows that he has. This is after they get their new clothing and nothing fits. He said, I wanted to tell him something, but I didn't know what. So he's really just feeling sad for his father, and he doesn't know how to react to the situation. He has, at this point, basically looked up to the things that his dad has done and followed his direction. And so I would assume that Ellie at this point is feeling pretty lost, not having that direction from his dad. The last spot that I'm going to share with you today comes from page 44. And this is when Ellie's dad saves his ration because Ellie ate too fast. His dad told him, you mustn't eat all your bread at once. Tomorrow is another day. And he said the advice came too late. There was nothing left. He didn't start his own. Me, I'm not hungry, his dad said. And Ellie really kind of, I think, takes this in and internalizes it, that this is just one step of his dad kind of caring for him. So these are a few examples that I've noticed so far just from Night. That your main character is gonna go through your story meeting lots of different people, and those people are gonna change them, and those people are gonna change the way that they feel and react to situations. I'm excited for you guys to continue to hear Night and see how his dad really changes his life and the way that he goes through trouble and works on surviving. So today, what you're going to do for your homework, so go ahead and flip to your homework side, is I want you to think about who are your minor characters in your novel and how does your main character interact with them? How does it propel your story forward? So think of your minor characters, think of the things your minor characters are doing that's changing the way your main character is acting and behaving. Again, like every other day, complete your homework how you wish. It is due tomorrow, and I'm getting close to a homework check-in with you. So if you've not completed homeworks 1 through 5, make sure that you get those done so that when I come to check your packets, you're not a whole bunch of homework sessions behind. Last thing I want to leave you with before you get started today, as you read, again, pay attention to your minor characters and how they affect your main character. Thank you. Go ahead, put your stuff away, get your books out, and you should start silent reading.